Hello and welcome back to another upload. My name is Lynette Renee Dobie and this is the Right Way Consulting YouTube channel. If you're new here, this is a channel which I talk about all things writing and a little bit of inspiration and motivation, kind of sprinkled in between. But go ahead and click the subscribe button for me and also the bell notification icon so every single time that I make content, you're notified. So let's go ahead and get into the topic of this video tonight, okay? So, I have been hearing so many different stories in the media recently about people's horrible experiences in the entertainment industry, specifically Hollywood. And so whenever I hear stories like that, I thank God that I was prompted to take the path that I did. Let me tell you my story really quickly. And hopefully this message will be for someone who's on the fence. They're not too sure what they want to do. Hopefully me sharing my message and my story will guide you to where you need to be. I hope. So let's go ahead and get into it. So a couple of years ago, I went back to school to get my master's in performing arts at an art school. And so it was a very interesting time for me. I feel like that school environment was a microcosm of Hollywood in the entertainment industry. There was favoritism, nepotism, people getting roles who were mediocre, lack of talent. It was all about who they knew and who their parents knew and how much their parents had donated to the school, this, that, and the third. And so it made me realize there had to be something else. And so my best friend was like, you don't have to just act. You can do other things in the entertainment industry. If you want to be in it, you can write scripts and things of that nature. And so that's exactly what I did. Off of his advice, I went and I took a class taught by an amazing professor, and she taught me how to not only produce visual content but also how to write it, and I loved it. And so once I graduated from the school, I still did do some auditions and things of that nature, but predominantly I was also trying to get into writing for film and TV. And what I discovered when I was at that school, and also subsequently when I was trying to get into the industry, is that it is nothing nice. The toxicity and the level of toxicity is off the charts in some regards. I can remember being on set and being in a woman's makeup chair and her criticizing my skin to everybody in the room and talking about me as if I wasn't in her chair at all at the time, talking about the marks that I had on my face. Now, I didn't care about that because I know who I am and I know my skin doesn't define me, but how could you be so callous to someone that you're supposed to be working with? It's like she wanted to knock me down, but let me tell you, I ignored it and I kept it moving. But I just noticed that there was always this air of, you owe us for the opportunity for you to be here, but yet we're the talent. It just never did add up for me. And so after I tried to do that for a good 7 years, I just realized that you cannot put a square peg into a round hole. It's just not gonna fit. That wasn't my path. And then when I was in school, I took a history of Hollywood class. And once I did that, I should have known right from the beginning it wasn't for me, but then it really did solidify for me that I would never have a successful career going that route because Hollywood was not made for people that look like me. And so I began to look at other options. And so writing for me became more than just an interest-driven thing. It became a pathway to freedom. And the most important thing about me starting to write and saying no to Hollywood was that I owned my own company. Right Way Consulting was started in 2020. That's when it was incorporated, but I used to write long before that. And so when it became incorporated, that meant I was serious. I didn't know what I was doing, y'all, but I just knew I was not going to spend my time trying to pursue a career in an industry that did not see it for me in any way, shape, or form. And the most beautiful thing about Right Way Consulting was that I could not be fired from it at all. Now, it is a challenge, don't get me wrong, but everything worth having is, and I know that sounds cliche, but it is the truth. And it's better to be challenged and still have your integrity and morals than to be challenged, not be paid what you're supposed to be paid, and you have to compromise yourself to get ahead. I don't know who this is for, but somebody is right now thinking, what path should I go? And I'm not saying writing is your answer, but this is how you'll know what path you're supposed to go. Carolyn Mays said it best. She said, you'll know your path if you don't betray yourself or do harm to yourself while trying to pursue it. So definitely realize if it means that you have to forget or dishonor your love and your pride in yourself for any reason, you don't need to have it. And the gatekeeping in the entertainment industry is just, oh man. And if you're not familiar with the term gatekeeping, because I was recently in a space and someone wasn't familiar with it, so I'm happy to define it, but it just means when people deny access of fair and should be equitable information for you to be in that particular industry. And so Hollywood is known for its gatekeeping as well as other industries. But with writing, there's nothing really to be gate kept because you can look at other people's careers and try to follow their path. That's my advice to you. Like, for instance, so many people in the entertainment industry, they'll be like, oh, you just have to work hard, you have to do this. No one has ever told anyone step by step what to do to get to where they need to be. So that lets me know that's on some foolishness. With regards to writing, it's similar, but it's different. You can look to some of the greats like James Baldwin, Octavia E. Butler, Ralph Ellison, a lot of historical, amazing authors. You can look at their path. Though times have changed, the message is still the same. They just started writing. And there's freedom when you just start writing. You don't know where it's going to take you, but learn the craft. That's the first step that you want to take when you have a desire to write something or whatever your desire is. Learn it inside and out. Learn the craft, learn the business side of it. And that's another thing. Hollywood will not teach you the business of it. It is literally 90% business and maybe 10% entertainment, but they don't tell you that till you're swimming in the ocean with sharks circling you. You're the talent, but yet you have to do the leaps and bounds. And anything worth having, you do have to work for it, but you don't have to compromise yourself for it. And so that's why writing worked for me, and I encourage you to find what works for you. That's literally all I got. I'm not trying to hold y'all. It's about to be 2024. I hope you have an amazing, amazing evening and enjoy your new year. And step into this new year with a new determinism to find what it is that you need to do and go ahead and claim it. Don't let anybody define anything for you. That's literally all I got. I don't know who this message was for, but I give it to you with peace and infinite blessings, and I will see you all in 2024.